are, but I am in my kitchen and I'm working on making some gingerbread because I am going to bake it into these molds that I have because we're going to make a gingerbread house. So I have a 2-year-old granddaughter and we're going to make the house. I'm going to glue it together with some royal frosting and then we're going to start decorating it with her. It should be pretty interesting because she's probably going to eat more than she's going to put on the house. But I'm super excited to do that with her this year, and I'm sure every year it will get more exciting and she will be in the kitchen with me, and I cannot wait for that. So I've got my KitchenAid mixer rocking over here, and I am playing around with my view, so I hope it's okay. Here's my mixer, and I'm just going to turn it down just a little bit. So I've already mixed together my flour, ginger, cinnamon, ground cloves, salt, and baking soda. I couldn't remember if it was baking powder or baking soda. So I've got that all ready. Now I'm going to incorporate it into my wet mix, which was my shortening. And I had half a cup of sugar. And then I added in half a cup of the molasses and 1 egg. So now this is going to beat together. Once it gets nice and smooth, I'm going to take it out and I'm going to divide it up and I'm going to put it in some saran wrap and it's going to go into the fridge for half an hour. And then when I take it out, I'm going to put it in the molds and then I'm going to bake it. So making the gingerbread house does take a process because I need to bake the house pieces, let them cool. Then I need to make the icing and then I need to glue them together and then I need to let it set. So typically you cannot do this in one day. This is like a 2 or 3 day process. So, you know, once the gingerbread house sits for a while, I don't know if you want to eat it, but I know I used to when I was a kid. One of my fondest memories of being at my grandmother's house as a child, my great-grandmother always made a beautiful gingerbread house every year. And it sat at my grandmother's house and it sat on a little table and we weren't allowed to touch it or take anything off it until Christmas. So let me tell you, as a little girl, I often bumped that table in hopes that something would fall off, that I could eat it before Christmas. But that is such a great memory for me. And I am hoping to make some memories like that with my granddaughter, Nora. And I also have another granddaughter, Ember. Now, Ember was born in August, so she's got a little bit of catching up to do, but she will be in the kitchen with me as well. All right, so it is getting thick in there. Now we're going to be taking it out, and I'm going to form a ball with it. And then I'm going to cut it in half, and then we're going to have 2 pieces. And that's going to go into the fridge. So let me just show you. And this usually happens. So I usually have to knock this. I usually get a bunch of good stuff on here that I want to get off. So my KitchenAid mixer was one of my presents from last year from my husband, which I was so glad to have because I made gingerbread houses last year. I did them with my stepdaughter, and I think we made 6 or 7. We might have even done 8. I can't even recall. But anyway, we had a bowl and my hand mixer, and we literally had to have her hold the bowl while I did the hand mixer because this dough gets really, really rough. So it was pretty funny. So I was so excited to be able to make gingerbread this year in my KitchenAid mixer. I will tell you that. All right, I just wanted to make sure, get all the flour and everything all mixed in there good. I think we do. And we're going to take this off. I usually try to take it off without making a mess. Getting everything all over everywhere. Okay. So I'm just going to take the gingerbread out. We're going to make a ball out of it. Oh yeah. Now yesterday I tried to make this gingerbread. My gingerbread, I put too much flour in it. And it wouldn't, I mean, I knew it needed to be this consistency. I couldn't even move it. I couldn't even get it to stick together. I tell you, I threw it all away and I started over today because it just wasn't my day to make gingerbread, obviously. So sometimes that happens and you just need to know your limits. You need to know that that day is not your day. Don't push it. Wait. Give yourself some patience. That's what you need to do. Because today, look, I specifically made sure I didn't put too much flour in. I marked that on the dot. And now my gingerbread is in a good state, okay? So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna need to cut this in half. And then, like I said, I'm going to put it in saran wrap, and then it is going to go in the fridge for half an hour. Then when it comes out, I am going to scoop it into the balls. So I will jump back and say hi to you when I'm doing that. Thanks for watching.